I was going to say welcome to our past president, Charlie Nichols, but he's still asleep. Oh, look at it. Welcome, Marisa, and our guest speaker this morning, and also Jenny Cartwright, our 5-minute speaker this morning. So going into thoughts for the day, why don't we kick off with Rhonda?
And Rhonda's actually ready with the thought of the day.
Wow.
For a whole ticket. Apparently there's been a bit of strike.
I'm Rhonda Battery, and my business is twofold. One area is nutritional products based on glyconutrients, so your body can talk to itself. And the other is selling and teaching people how to use astrology software. And my thought for this morning is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Beautiful. And Rhonda, did you do the thought of the picking the winner of the thought of the day last meeting?
Did I do what?
Were you picking the winner of the thoughts of the day at the last meeting?
No, I wasn't the winner. It was Covis. Covis was the winner.
Right. Okay. So you're picking the winner this morning then.
Okay. Thank you. Well, so far I'm winning.
Oops.
Alex, are you with us, Alex?
I am
Right.
indeed. I'm based in Christchurch, New Zealand. So probably from what I heard earlier, we've probably got the best kind of climate here. We get a bit of rain and we get a bit of sunshine. Although this morning it's a wee bit chilly. It's 6 degrees and it's misty. So
Beautiful.
we have had better weather, but it was good. So, and I got a networking business that I've been doing, and I do various consulting. And of more recent times, I've been, I'm not sure what one would say, maybe tampering with bits and pieces with the cryptocurrency market, which is a whole new world of diffuse and what one will say, an industry where it says it's not centralized, but then also totally not accountable. Quite interesting. If anything goes wrong, nobody wants to know anything. Thought for the day, which is one from Plato. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. We haven't changed in several thousand years despite current technology.
Good on you. Thanks, Alex. All right, Yvonne.
Hi. Lovely to be here. So Yvonne Collier, Madison Training. I help people have better conversations and talk more effectively. And my thought for the day, I love this. I have a calendar. It's a 365-day calendar. And this was actually May 29, but I liked it so much, it stayed on May 29 for the moment. And I love it. It's every day is a little life. Live it to its fullest. I think that's lovely.
I was going to pick Kingsley next, but he's disappeared. Okay, Rodney.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, here comes Kingsley. Your turn, Kingsley.
Yeah, hi guys. Sorry.
Hi, Kingsley.
Yeah, well, I'm a retired physician and enjoying retirement, getting into learning music and the theory of music. It's fascinating, and just hoping to pass this on to those grandchildren of ours. Amazing stuff, music. It's almost as complicated as medicine, maybe even more complicated. Yeah, so my thought for today, which is actually a great book by Simon Winchester called Land, but we did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves.
Good. Thank you, Kingsley. Rodney?
Okay, of course, you know, I'm Rod Meharry and I live in Matata in the Bay of Plenty of the North Island of New Zealand. Very desirable place to live if you're a gardener. Plenty of rain, plenty of warmth. My hobby at the moment is I've developed a hitch post, which is an anti-theft device for caravans, trailers and boats and whatever you. And in fact, you can now buy it in Australia. I have a company in New South Wales that is selling the hitch post. So we're gone global, you might say. My thought for today is, without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. Jim Rowan.
Thanks, Rodney. Marisa?
So, hello everyone. So, Marisa Wiman here. I'm retired in Kingaroy, and I will share about how I managed to do that at my young age. And the thought of the day is, try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud.
Very good. Thank you very much, Marisa. Young Harry.
Me.
That's you.
Yeah, Harry.
Good morning, all. My name is Harry. I am a licensed real estate agent in Queensland, and I'm working on new developments up and down the Queensland coast. And my thought of the day is something that I've actually put on our global swap page because it just gave me a little inspiration during the last week. And it says, don't remind the world that it is sick and troubled. Remember that it is beautiful and free. With love, hearts.
Thank you, Harry. Jeremy, have we had you yet?
Nope.
Well, away you go.
I was just waiting for that.
He's waiting for a gold written invitation.
Yeah.
Ah,
You
Jeremy.
just asked me, and I'm no, I haven't gone yet. Jeremy Britton from Boston Trading Co. We help people to learn how to invest in crypto safely. We can teach you how to do it yourself, or we can do it for you. Very, very simple to do once you understand what's going on. Get rid of all the jargon, that sort of fun stuff. My thought for the day is one that actually came to me when I woke up this morning. I was just thinking about puzzles, and little kids do jigsaw puzzles and grown-ups do more complicated puzzles. And my thought is, life is complicated because if it was too easy, it wouldn't be as much fun.
Very good, young fella. Thank you. Jenny Cartwright.
Good morning, everybody. I teach people how to use the phone effectively in the sales process. My company is called Sales and Telesales Solutions. And sometimes early in the morning, like every swap morning, I go and teach aqua aerobics. So I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to can out at 8:20 as usual, because I have to go and teach. In fact, I'm teaching 3 classes this morning.
Oh.
So I should be fit today. So my thought for the day is, a smile is a little curve that puts a lot of things straight.
Yeah.
Good on you. Thanks very much, Jenny. Susan Cuthbert.
Yes, that's me.
That's
Hi,
you.
everybody. I'm Susan. I live in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and our current temperature right now is 38 degrees.
Ooh.
So getting a little bit hot there. I work for the Maricopa County, which is our local county in public health, and recently the public health emergency has officially ended. So that's it, folks, for COVID. We still have got numbers, but it has officially ended. So still monitoring, but it's really good news. I'm getting out and about a bit more now. My thought for the day is, find a way, not an excuse.
So true. Thank you very much, Susan. I think I've got everybody. Good morning, all. Greg Eldred from Executive Business Solutions in Melbourne. As we've discussed, I think it's 6 or 7 degrees out here at the moment, and I'm in short sleeves. My thought for the day: set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flame. Thank you. Now, we're going to change things slightly. Rhonda, you've got a little time to think. Because we're going to step straight into our 5-minute speaker, Jenny, so she can get on early. So, Jenny, are you ready to?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Can you enable share screening, please?
It should be enabled. Oh, just a minute. Sorry.
That's Rhonda's department.
So I was concentrating on the thought. There you are, Jenny. Sorry.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, well, morning, everybody. As I told you, I help people to use the phone effectively in the sales process. And I heard a comment the other day, oh, people don't pick up the phone anymore, do they? To sell? No way. I was flabbergasted to hear that, because I know that I only get business when I pick up a phone. I don't do digital marketing. I don't do much email marketing. And for the last 25 years, I have picked up a phone. So I know that the phone works in sales. So why does it work in sales? It works because it is just direct to the person. It's quick. It's inexpensive to use. And bottom line is it actually gets sales if you do it correctly. The problem is a lot of people don't do it properly, and they'll just send emails instead. Now, it's okay to do phone and email marketing combined, but the email has to be written in a salesy way as well. And a lot of people just do factual emails, which do not sell. So it's very important to know how to do a sales email too. Now, email can be used as a follow-up to a phone call, but in an email, it's always important to say when you are going to follow up with a phone call again. So if you send an email, say, here's the information, then I'll give you a call in a couple of days to discuss this further. So they know then, the customer knows he has to read it and that you're going to ring back in a couple of days. It's simple. Now, last week I was actually training in Toowoomba. I was training, some of you may know a company called Australian Events. And I went up there for a couple of days, and the boss's instruction was, Jenny, I want you to show them how to use a phone and not email. I'm sick of them doing emails and not getting results. So what we did on this training was we got scripts done for all the events. So I got the people on the training to actually create the telemarketing scripts that they would use, so that they actually have the process of the whole in one hit. And it just changes the way people think, because they think they can go straight into a call, blah, 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 about what they've got. But there is actually a process. And I thought, in 5 minutes, what can I do quickly to give you some major tips for this morning? The number one is how to open the call. So nowadays, it's really, really easy to know something about the customer. So you can go to their website, you can go to Google, you can find articles they've written, look at their blogs, find out what they're interested in. So that you can always start a call with good morning, Mr. Blogs. My name is Jenny Cartwright from whatever company. I noticed on your website that you have 3 offices, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. Is that correct? Now, if you say, is that correct, and you know something about them, that gets a yes answer, and you're already getting them saying yes on the call. So if you notice, or you noticed an advertisement that they had in the newspaper, or you know something about them, you know that they will be interested in a certain thing, because. So you just start off with something really nice that you would know about them, or you could start with a referral, or if you're stuck, you could just say, I'm calling you specially. I think that any one of those ways will warm up the call, so you never have to make a cold call again. And I think that it will be a good idea to have what we call an interest grabbing statement to begin with. So if you don't have any way of opening the call like I just suggested, you'd go straight into what I call the interest grabber. Now, the interest grabber is a major benefit to the customer. It's a short sentence with a major benefit, and it has the word you in it. And it has an action verb like, we can offer you an opportunity to make $500 more a week. We can give you an idea how you could get more sales next week. We could give you an idea, or we could, an opportunity, an offer. We currently are offering our clients like you, always get the you in, our clients like you, blah, blah, blah. So we need a short sentence, punchy sentence that will have a major benefit. So what you do is you write down 5 benefits on a piece of paper of what your company does for the customer. And then you choose one benefit, which is the major benefit that you have, or that would be suitable for most people. So I'll give you an example. I start my calls with introduce myself, and then I say I've got an idea how your salespeople could be getting 4 or more appointments a day. And it's just sort of an interesting interest grabber. And then, because what you want them to be doing after that is saying, well, how do you do that? So but you don't answer that question. If they say, how do you do that? You say, well, before I go any further, may I ask you a couple of questions? And then you go into your questions to find out what they need. And your questions must be open-ended, beginning with what, why, where, when, which, how, who. And they always, throughout the call, you don't want to use a closed question which gets a yes or no answer until the end, until you know they're ready to buy. So I wasn't timing it. How many have I done? 4 minutes? Give me a 1 minute mark, Greg.
Okay.
So what's another tip I can give you? Oh, getting through the gatekeeper. If the gatekeeper won't put you through, then always go to the sales department, because the salespeople are very, very helpful, and they'll always put you through to the person that you want to be put through to. But if you do call the gatekeeper, then and they're not very, you've got to befriend the gatekeeper, but find out as much as you can about the person you want to talk to, or even who that person is. And then you make another call the next day because you know who you're going to speak to, and then you know a little about that person. So you can simply open your call with, I understand from your receptionist that you have offices in Sydney and Melbourne. Is that correct? Or I understand from your receptionist that you have 20 salespeople and 5 telemarketers. Is that correct? So it's like a little process. So get through the gatekeeper is easy, or you can even look at someone's website and go and find someone's number and just ring that and apologize for getting through to the wrong number, and they'll put you through to who you want to go to. It's very simple these days. So in conclusion, well, I have a website, and I still can't share my screen. I don't know why that is. Has anybody enabled me to share my screen? No.
Did you click shares? How many screens do you have open?
I've just got nothing on
You have to, if you've got more than one screen, you have to tell it what screen you want to look at. Just click the green button down the bottom to share screen. You are co-host, so there shouldn't be an issue.
Well, unfortunately, there is. Share
Can
screen.
you see the green button?
Here we go. Okay. All right.
Beautiful.
I have a book. If you know anybody who wants 200 tips on how to get sales on the phone, then please go to my website, telesalestraining.com.au, and you'll see that I have Don't Get Hung Up, how to sell products and services by phone. My website, it also has a number of free resources on it. So for anybody in sales, go to the free resources at the top of the page and just go to the blog posts. So there's about 100 blog posts on there for every topic on sales that you can think of. And I've been working at this for a long time, for 25 years. And so it's absolute gold for people who are starting up in sales or even experienced ones to remember what they're supposed to be doing. So I have lots of products on there. So I've got a CD, actually DVD, CD, audio, DVD and digital versions of the one-day public workshop that I ran around the country for 15 years. I still have that public workshop running, but not so often. And I do more in-house training. So go to companies like I did in Toowoomba last week. So go to my telesalstraining.com.au shop or /free resources for all the various things that you can learn on my website. And in conclusion, never let an untrained salesperson be loose on your phone until they've been trained. So I hope that's given you a few tips to get your week started and running well on sales. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to you today.
Jenny, thank you very much for that. That was very insightful, because I'm an old one that back in our original days of selling copying equipment, there was so much done by phone. And the points you mentioned are so true. So thank you very much for your contribution this morning.
My pleasure.
Jenny, would you turn
Thank
off your
you.
screen share, please?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I will.
Thank you.
Now, Rhonda, while you're talking, best thought of the day.
Yes, well, there were a few challenges today. There were some that I really, really liked. But I think it's got to go to Kingsley. Kingsley, you can repeat it for us.
Sure.
Jenny, would you please stop sharing?
I have just switched it off, but it doesn't seem to want to switch off. I don't know what's going on today with this. Why don't if I just can out now, I'm sorry I have to leave you, but oh, here we go. Stop share has appeared on the screen.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Here we
Jenny.
go. Yeah, we did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves.
Cool. Congratulations. Thank you very much for that contribution, Kingsley.
Thank you.
Thank you. Young Harry, you've got a job to do.
Me again. Lucky me. Lucky me. So today we. Sorry.
You know what job it is?
What?
Oh, I said, do you know which job it is?
Good morning, all. So today it's my privilege to introduce the wonderful Marisa Wiman. And Marisa is from Grey Mouse. It is a virtual human resource provider company founded by Marisa and her lovely husband, Kelvin Davis, in 2005. Without counting, it's 18 years that Grey Mouse has consistently provided businesses with high quality, time sensitive and cost effective, I have to have my glasses on, right? Services through offshoring facilities based in Fiji, India and Philippines. The Grey Mouse purpose is to alleviate poverty through transformational employment. And it was when Marisa saw how employment can drastically change the lives of people living in poverty. And she and Kelvin decided to do something about it and to help the situation. The wonderful Grey Mouse makes this possible by taking a proactive role in the personal and professional development of their team members and honouring their skills in line with global standards of tech support, design and reception. They do offer services such as accounting, bookkeeping, and the CEO of Grey Mouse, Marisa, has amazing skills in management, cultural skills and working with almost 100 staff from various countries. Marisa is an incredible innovator, a motivator. She's created a business that runs largely without her input, so she can dedicate her spare time to empowering other business owners, hobby farming, traveling, and riding motorcycles. Marisa, we welcome you to swap, and we love what you can do for us this morning. Don't tell me I can't do it. Let's go.
Thanks, Harry.
Please unmute Marisa. You're still muted, Marisa.
So am I good?
Thank you. Beautiful.
Lovely. So let's do that. Slideshow. Okay, thank you. Can you still see me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you everyone for having me today, talking to you. And thank you, Jeremy, for getting me out of my retirement time. Aldona just got, all of a sudden, 2 dogs just came into my place. Go away. Thank you for having me, and Jeremy for taking me out from retirement. I live in Kingaroy, just north of Brisbane, northwest of Brisbane. And I had, over the last about 4 years, basically, I have been outside grey mouse. Don't tell me I can't do it. It's been all throughout my life. Basically, when I was in Switzerland, people were saying to me, you know, why are you leaving this job? Why are you doing this? Why are you moving to Australia? Why you are a little bit different? Why you always want to help more people? Why are you moving around so much? It's because I have always had that inner strength to basically help more people. And when I moved to Australia, the world just opened up. So I'll take you through my journey, if I can see the next one. So basically, my journey started when I left Switzerland. I was 16 years of age, and I decided it was time for me to take off and do what I wanted without anyone stopping on my tracks. I moved to Australia, like I said before, and in this presentation, I'm starting from the end. So where I'm now and taking you back through where it all started with grey mouse. Now, I live in Kingaroy. I've got 12 chickens, 1 rooster, 2 dogs, and a husband. And in that order, it keeps telling me that that's his order. I've got a vegetable garden. I've become quite of a pro in looking after the land and understanding what the land can give us to live a healthy lifestyle. And we are off the grid. So we've put in a lot of time and effort to set us up that we are completely off the grid, running normal fridges. I've got a spa, I've got air conditioners. So basically a normal household completely off the grid. That was a dream that we decided to explore when we moved out on the land 6 years ago. We've got 2 Teslas. They're powered with the sunshine, but today is not very sunny. And grey mouse, the most important thing is grey mouse is 100% under management. So 4 years ago, when we decided it's time for us to let the baby go, because was ready to run without me, because Kelvin had moved out a few years prior, it was such a relief, thinking that grey mouse can continue delivering the service and be of service to people without my own involvement. So yeah, having it 100% under management allows me to be free to do what I really want to do. So I've set up investment properties. I do something a little bit different by as well myself using the resources in Fiji and Philippines. That's a little bit about me. So, but now the starting point, it all started with I was working in a job, earning a salary, and spending almost everything on living life. I always had a wonderful life since I left Switzerland. So I was doing lots of vacations. I had dining and wining, living life to the fullest, from skydiving to motorbikes riding, and lots of holidays, and always keeping an eye out to see what was around me and what could I possibly do more than just being an employee. What more could I offer? What more could I help in the world? Then one day I took up a job as a contractor in an IT company in Fiji. I decided it was time to leave Australia, move to Fiji to learn what I could do in this country. And I applied for this job and I got it. Moved across, and that was great because I moved across to Fiji, started to work in this business, and then I met Kelvin. And here we are, 20 years later, happily married and living in Kingaroy. So that was a good choice. In Fiji, I stepped in, so I left the corporate world in Australia, working in an IT company, and I moved across to Fiji, working in an IT company as a consultant. And I could see the people in Fiji were so keen to help, so keen to learn and implement the learnings. And coming from this corporate company in Brisbane, where I was in customer support in the IT environment, and I was teaching customer support and help desk type support, to see the difference in getting the lessons and implementing them between the two countries was just mind-blowing. And surely enough, as I was working in this company in Fiji, one night I just got waken up and I thought, what if I could create a business that alleviates poverty throughout transformational employment while helping Australian businesses grow? That was what really woke me up. And I thought, I've got this beautiful bunch of people here keen and eager to learn. And I've got businesses in Australia that were struggling with wages, with retention of staff, with growth in the business, like going 24/7, for example. And that just absolutely just blew me away. And I thought, we can do something like this. So of course, in the morning, I told Kelvin, and my life lesson began, because Kelvin thought I was completely crazy. He thought the internet wasn't good enough. The word outsourcing was not as known as now. People thought about outsourcing, they thought about Telstra call center. You would remember the Telstra call center, the awful customer service, the phone hanging up, the quality not good, the accent, and me having my Swiss accent was also something that pulled me back a little bit. But I had to do it. I had to keep exploring it. So I kept saying to Kelvin, okay, the internet is not good, but what if in a while this will change? Like, everything progresses. So we're in 2002. And he said, yeah, eventually one day, but not right now. So I kept working, I kept teaching the guys in Fiji, I kept watching the interaction. By then, I had become an item with Kelvin, and Kelvin was running an IT company, as I mentioned before, where there were 4 directors, 4 shareholders, and Kelvin brought my idea to the whole team at one of their board meetings. And the other 3 really thought I had lost my marbles, and Kelvin had lost his marbles, consequently, by listening to my idea. So I watched the deterioration of that relationship, because even though we could not supply the service to Australia back then as an outsourcing company, we continued educating the team, we continued growing the resources, the skill sets in Fiji, ready for the future. But unfortunately, the future did not happen with the company that Kelvin was part of. We pretty much got kicked out because you could see the different thoughts process, and Australia did not understand what we were building in Fiji. And eventually, yes, Kelvin got kicked out, and I lost my consulting job in Fiji, and Kelvin lost his position in the business as well. So we came back to Australia. By then it was 2004, and we just started back from scratch in Brisbane. No jobs. We had few properties back then, but the thought of creating or of continuing with the idea that I had back in 2002 kept us up every night. I mean, we're just thinking, how can we do it? Internet was getting better. Outsourcing was getting to get known a bit more. So we just basically kept chipping away. And, you know, we joined, for example, we joined this group, okay, Business Swap in Brisbane, to get more education. And through the years, then we were the one educating Business Swap in how you can actually get freedom through a business that can be outsourced offshore. So the why that kept me going, and then kept Kelvin going, and kept everyone going, even though when we started the business in 2005, was the purpose. That was the why, the big, strongest why, that even when we didn't have any customers because the phone didn't ring, we were all ready to get to help people. We had done our marketing research. We had done all what you could do when you start up a business. We still had not had a phone call coming in asking for our remote support. Back then was, I think it was about $29 a month to have IT support, have someone coming in through the internet and helping you resolving your IT problems. There was no phone ringing, nothing. For 10 months was just injecting capital in, keeping the office running in Fiji, doing promotion, doing marketing. And the why was really what kept us going. I had to learn lots of lessons, and one was the leadership. So the leadership, how do you continue running a business when we don't have customers, but we have tsunami warnings in Fiji? How do you keep running a business and get through when there is a coup? And at that stage, we actually had won a major IT customer in Australia that had given us live, basically. It allows us to continue with the Grey Mouse business. So through the coup, we had to reassure the customers. We had to make sure that the business kept delivering, make sure that we could go to the office and do what we were meant to do. We had cyclones shutting down industries, and we had lockdowns. All through these, what I had to learn was how to lead my team to continue delivering, coming into work, doing what was meant to be done, so that the customers was a seamless experience. As I said before, this is our purpose, this is our why, and it just made us basically continue going through 18 years later. Now we've got more than 100 employees throughout Fiji, Philippines, and India. Just started up, just out of the pure demand. My turning point happened when the business was growing. We had more employees, we had more customers coming into Business Swap to listen to speakers and taking away what I needed to bring back for myself and my team was crucial. So I did read lots of books, studied, attended trainings, did all what I needed to do to make sure that I had the strength to continue through what was coming, to be a solid, strong business, so that I was not going to let down my team in Fiji and our customers. We still have customers that go back 18 years with us, and we felt them all through this time, through all the challenges that the world has had, especially in the last few years. So Grey Mouse was just working, ticking away, growing, challenged, yes, but I also needed to learn more about what I was going to do once I kept helping more businesses. I wanted to grow more personally, to become myself financially free. So I took more financial learning. I went to financial training. I went to listen to key speakers, like this is Boris, teaching, training, because I wanted to fill my cup. It was not just helping the team and helping customers, but I had to grow myself to go to the next stage. Spend time with Robert Kiyosaki and Kim Kiyosaki, spend one-on-one time with them, paid a fortune to pick their brains, to understand how they turned their business into a freedom business so that they could do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. And that was a key turning point for myself. Biggest mistakes. I always like to look back. The biggest mistakes and were the lessons that I had while we grew Grey Mouse. And the first one was doing everything ourselves. I was the bookkeeper, I was the marketing, I was the salesperson, I was the one making coffee, cleaning the floor. I did the whole thing when we started. Because again, as you well know, when you start, you need to know what's involved, and then you can start outsourcing. But if you don't know what's involved in creating a business, like in this group today, most of you have been in the business for a while, but someone else watching and they want just to create a business, and especially if you've got employees, it's good to know what's involved in different areas. But then you need to delegate as fast as you can. Otherwise, you just bought yourself a job. Doing too many jobs. Someone told me back, maybe it was even at Swap, I can't remember, but someone told me, and I lived by, that you cannot win a race with 2 horses, which meant if you start up a business, just make that one successful first before you branch off and start another business. One of the challenges and lessons that we got is that at the beginning with Grey Mouse, we had 2 businesses running. One was the educational bit, and the other one was the service delivery bit. And we were struggling with both. And again, one day I sat down Kelvin and I said, Kelvin, we can't be winning a race with 2 horses. Let's face on Grey Mouse first. When Grey Mouse is independent of us and it runs by itself, we can then look at what else we can do. And thank goodness he listened to me, and we took that path. Getting the wrong people on the bus. That was as well a big lesson. You know, we were doing it for a few years and we were tired and we wanted to grow, but we were tired doing too many things. So we thought, oh, let's get a CEO. We did get a CEO. We gave him the number as a CEO, the name as a CEO. And we were one of the unlucky ones that we got hurt because the CEO, we gave him too much freedom to start with, because we thought he's a CEO, he knows what he's doing, and he was running his own business on the side and not very much looking after Grey Mouse. We took a big dip financially when we realized that we got the wrong person on the bus. I was the one that pulled him aside and I said, what's going on here? We had a bit of a debacle, and I just offered him to basically resign and walk out on his own from the office before I actually threw him out. But that was my lesson. I had to learn that sometimes rushing and getting someone in your business just because you are exhausted is not the right thing to do. And not being a good leader. Looking back, I was pretty awful. I was running with these ideas that, you know, yes, we wanted to help the team in Fiji. We wanted to help the businesses, but I wasn't a good leader. Like, I was harsh. I was like commanding, ordering instead of leading. I was leading in doing tasks, but I wasn't good with my body language, with my words. I was really a tough person that I had to learn to mellow and learn the right way to be a leader. And a leader, it's not what I used to be, it's more what I'd become. And the team members that I still have from back early days, they saw my journey as a leader, and they keep saying, oh, we much prefer you now than back then. But back then, at the beginning, it was tough. We had to get money through the door. We had to pay the employees. There was a lot of stress on. It was a bit hard to be a nice, inspiring leader when you had bills to pay. Doubting my gut instinct, that's something that I learned to control. If I've got a gut instinct, even now, I just go with it. So again, probably age has helped me with that. But back then, the mistake was not trusting my gut instinct. Like when I recruited a CEO, there was something that was telling me it was a bit too early, or there was something not quite right. But I just said, oh, go away, gut instinct. I'm going this way. And so doubting my gut instinct was, again, one of my mistakes. Trusting too soon. You know, someone came in, had a good interview, they sounded good, they made me, or they told me what I wanted to hear, trusted the person or the client, brought them on board, and learned our lessons after that. And then there was a funny one, afraid of expansion. Most of you will remember or know Michael Hagan. Michael Hagan helped me getting out of my fear of expansion. As you know, he operates from Philippines, and we were only in Fiji because I was afraid of the big Philippines country. I know Fiji like in and out, but Philippines was such a big country that I was absolutely afraid. I was afraid of going from 20 employees to 100. I was afraid of the different language, a different culture. Anyway, one Sunday I just rang up Mike and I said, Mike, it's time for me to visit Philippines, come up and see what it's all about. And so I had to put aside my fear, and that was great because that allowed us to go to the next level, to be able to offer more services and to be able to help more people. During it, there was doubts. Sometimes it was like, can we really do it? Can we really go to the next level? How many more businesses can we help? And we just took a day at a time. And the why is what made me believe to continue, that we can continue helping people. The why of helping was so strong that it moved from being a financial transaction into a humanitarian transaction. Helping, the help was the strong why that kept us going through all those years. Then through the education that I kept getting and Kelvin kept getting, we used to go to education seminars or events, bring back as much as we could. I remember getting the CDs from SWAP, from Brisbane SWAP, and taking them back and sharing them with the team, with the lessons, so that we could all grow together and create leaders that they could take over from me at the time, take leaders that could actually embrace our why, continue with the purpose, and allow me to be free to do whatever I wanted. Creating systems, that became a bit of my mantra. Again, through education, I learned that I couldn't continue doing everything myself. And for the same for Kelvin, but Kelvin was more in the IT. I was more in everything else that was happening behind the scenes. I had to create systems. I remember doing my bookkeeping and convincing myself that I loved it, reconciling and invoicing and all of that stuff. I convinced myself I enjoy it, you know, a couple of hours a day, that's okay. And then I attended another seminar with another coach trainer, and I came back at the end of that seminar and I said, that's it, I'm not doing bookkeeping anymore. And that's when we started then recruiting bookkeeping people in Fiji to help with our books. But I had to create systems. Without systems, I could not let go of my bookkeeping. You know, when I invoiced, how, you know, how people paid, we had a few properties by then as well, all the collecting rent, reconciling, sending out ledgers, all of that had to be documented. And I know through the years, people have been saying, oh, it's so painful. Where do I get the time to document a system? Well, now you can have companies that come in to do it. You can have programs that does it for you. But I just went back to the basics. Every time I did something, took a few screenshots, documented the system to be able to hand it over to somebody else. It's because I knew that if I didn't have systems in the business, I would not have been able to create freedom for me to be where I am now. So it was like a catch-22, continue doing what I was doing and be happy doing that, or creating systems so that the business could grow and giving me freedom to be able to help more people. I bought more properties. I've got 18 properties at the moment. So helping more people with accommodation. And this kept going. So Grey Mouse became more independent. We did reach 100 people back when I was still in the business, but then there was a downturn and we went down to about 60. And now it's back up to 100 plus without my involvement. 100%, I'm not involved anymore. I'm only an executive, non-executive director of the business. And I created a mantra because this mantra is my giveaway to everyone in this group that really are looking to create a business that runs without them. So when we used to teach live seminars, I used to have the whole room up and reciting this mantra. People run my systems, systems run my business then becomes an asset. Put it into practice now, as I mentioned before. Grey Mouse now delivers services throughout the South Pacific, UK, USA, Canada, all from Fiji, Philippines, and India. The team, they run the systems that were put in place then and then got amended by the new management team that came on board. That's still all run by systems. All my books, all my bookkeeping, my property management is all run by my team in Fiji. My involvement is to go with the motorbike to do inspections when I feel like to, because I've got long-lasting tenants. So once you learn about this mantra that people run your systems and then the systems run your business, then you can retire and decide what you want to do in your life. You can decide to, like me, move up to the farm and just how I started at the beginning, having my chickens and looking after my health, or create other businesses, or travel, or do whatever you want. But if you don't have a business, if you don't have that horse running the race that produces income, and then you take that income and then you invest that income in creating something else that you want to have, you just keep doing the business in and out, and you will never have freedom. I've got lots of freedom now, and I'm helping other businesses by being a mentor, by supporting them on phone calls or face-to-face, all voluntary. I dedicate my time to help other businesses succeed. I don't need to get paid. My pay is being able to share the journey and being able to see the light bulbs going off in people's eyes and see, oh, if you have done it, I can do it too. So Grey Mouse is out there. It's like I said, this is part of the team. They've just branched off to near shore now. That's in Fiji because it's so close to the shore, to us. Feel free to contact my team for anything that you might like to know. Yes, you can ring them. That's the phone number. Talk to Shobna. Shobna's been with us for 12 years now. And she was one of these people that I wanted to help and give her an opportunity to have one of these transformational job, and that's the result. So you can ring the team, talk to them, bookkeeping, IT support, admin work, social media marketing, social media management, marketing, property management. They do it only for me, but you know, that can be explored if anyone is interested. And yes, so basically they've put together some offers. If you want to take them up, just say that you're part of Business Swap. They've given you massive discounts here, as you can see on this screen, on this slide. I have once a month, I have a management meeting with the new managing director that runs the business. We run through all the financials. We run through, you know, what are these predictions for the future with artificial intelligence coming in, moving in. We have to be cautious that, you know, the business continues. And yes, there is contingency for what the future is bringing in. I've got an incredible team. I must say I only have about 5 people now I know in the business. All the others are new. I'm detached. I don't need to know who is in the business. They run it. They still use the mantras. They still use the purpose. And for me, that's legacy. So from that idea back in 2002, I've created a legacy that I'm very proud of. And I can be here in Kingaroy now talking to you whilst they do magic in the back end. That's it. I've got more to share. If you have any questions, please, I like you to ask me questions and I'm happy to dive into those questions. But otherwise, I am done with the presentation.
Marisa, you mentioned a phone number, but we didn't see anything on the screen. Do you want to share the number?
Yeah, the phone number is on this one. Hold on a sec. Is 07 3118 9594. That's the phone number. And of course, the company is Grey Mouse and the website is greymouse.com.au.
Marisa, thank you very much for that. Very insightful. Great journey.
You're welcome. And I'm happy if you have any questions and you want me to, to talk more about that, please just, go for it. Because
I'll pass you over to Jeremy for Jeremy to handle that. Jeremy.
Yeah. Mate, thank you so much, Marisa. I mean, I became a Grey Mouse customer, I don't know, I think, 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
When we met at Business Swap on the Sunshine Coast.
Yes.
And I just wanted someone to answer my phone calls because every time my phone rang, it interrupted my work. And I just thought this was a marvelous thing. And obviously I got a lot more work done, and it cost peanuts because these guys are living in Fiji where it cost peanuts for them to live. So it was great. I had no idea behind the scenes there was tornadoes and political coups and all this sort of stuff. Marisa and Kelvin, always happy to help, always really generous with their time. And to me, it didn't seem more like a business. It was just a way of, like, we help business owners get back their time, and we also help these people in Fiji to transform their community by bringing wages in there. And like the business was kind of purely coincidental. And that's what I've always got from Marisa sharing and Kelvin sharing, is just so much love for people and so much willingness to help. But I've been writing down those tips as well, because there was a few things that I thought, I'm probably not taking one day at a time. I'm probably not trusting my gut. It's really, really good. I'm actually going to listen to this again, Marisa. Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
You're most welcome, Jeremy. And yes, thank you. You've been a loyal customer. And as you know, no business is perfect. And every time a customer gave us feedback, we took it, we looked at it, and we improved, adapted as well to what the customer needed. So the 24/7, back then when we used to come to Business Swap, we were 24/7. And I remember some of you, Rhonda, you were there, and Harry, and, was like, what, 24/7? How do you do that? Well, in Fiji, you have the shifts, and the people, they were happy to come in and do the midnight shift because they were getting paid well. And with that money, they could actually support their families. So the 24/7 was a big thing for us, and it's still going now. It's still going 24/7. So, and so many businesses now around the world, they can use that because, like there is a lady here that you are in Arizona. So, if you need help from there, well, the team is awake when you are asleep, or, it's just fabulous.
Great.
Very
Thank
cool.
you very much, Marisa. Thank you, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
Your contact details have been provided. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to follow up with Marisa. And thanks for your contribution this morning.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I just need to acknowledge that we've got Ray Pape joining us this morning. Ray Pape is one of the elders of SWAP from many years back with, what was the name of our SWAP club, Ray? We started Melbourne SWAP together, but we had many years prior to that. So you've been very instrumental in the old SWAP structure. So thanks for joining us this morning. Jeremy, thank you for your contribution there, Jeremy. Would you like to let us know next month's guest speaker?
Yes, I'll just have to check my little calendar thingy. Sorry, 4th of July. Exciting if you're American, I guess.
American Independence Day.
Next month we have Carl Green. Carl is coming from the US, and we have Sharon Marie Jerd. So
thank you very much. You're doing a great job there, young Jeremy. All right, we're going to come to a close. I hope you've enjoyed this morning. There's certainly some great value there from Marisa. Again, thank you very much for your contribution there, Marisa.
Greg, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to promote this group.
Yes.
So how do I do that? Like, how do I get, because I've got lots of followers. I've got, like I said, I help a lot of businesses, right? Voluntary without getting paid, but I like always to give them other ways to get education and belong to something. So how can I promote this group?
Okay. What I'd suggest is I'm going to pass that back to Jeremy to set up a time for us to have another Zoom chat offline, and we can definitely work on that. So can you take that on, Jeremy, to
Absolutely.
talk to that and pull in Marissa's contribution. So thanks very much for extending that to us. Greatly appreciated.
No worries. No worries.
All right. Time to conclude. We normally get the old fella of swap, Charlie Nichols, to do this one, but if we're all prepared for the swap blurb, I'm alive, I'm well, I feel great. On the count of three, we'll finish on this. I'm alive, I'm well,
I feel great.
Live, well, I feel great. Live, well, I feel great.
I feel
You
great.
too, Kingsley.
Have a great month.
Thank you all. Thanks, Marisa.
Thank
Have a
you for
great
having
month
us.
all.
Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good to see you guys. Bye.
Talk
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.